following day from yesterday's NFP, which coincided with the market setting up appropriately relative to European morning trading session. And anyway, yeah, I did record a video yesterday and I sent all these things in to go over in the video, but for some reason it didn't save. So anyway, here's the profit, just the proof. I don't think it says the date. Yeah, it does say the date. Actually, that's brilliant. It just says the date. It doesn't say the time. Actually, it kind of does. It has the time there. Yeah, I mean, you kind of fake this. So anyway, yeah, there we go. And here's the before the fact. So this was EU. I said we were entering there. Same for GBP USD. I entered and immediately started to drop. Yeah, well, actually went into some pretty nice drawdown. But it like here, no, not here, but yeah, it came pretty close to the stop. In fact, and anyway, yeah, this is the I'm showcasing the main system that I've been showcasing since the October. Yeah, so let's see what happens, as I said, and yeah, here's a bit of dollar analysis, proper extensive breakdown. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show exactly why I entered this trade. So these numbers, these blue lines, sorry, are just blue line sell method. BLSMEM. Oh no, that's entry method. BLSM is just blue line stop loss method. And so yeah, you just place you place a blue line at the initial high from the point which an entry unfolds at, which was here. And then you look to the left, most recent price action to the left, and see the zone that resides to the left, and basically whatever zones reside around your stop loss, and see whether, like, for example, your stop loss is situated below a key point of interest, for instance. And anyway, yeah, it was like you would not want your stop here. No way. You would, and you wouldn't. This is kind of iffy too. I would just happily place it there, exactly there, which is where it was. But anyway, for the breakdown is what I do always, as usual, just top down market cycle phase analysis, analyzing the trends / pushes in play as of 7 in the morning, and aka European morning trading session. And then if a trade sets up, then I execute, and it doesn't matter about news. Like, I'll stay in the trade, right? Because it's still valid, it's still in play. So anyway, I think I started on the 4-day yesterday because that was the highest time frame that closed that on the given day, which was the Friday the 10th. And you see here, the push and play had no signs of coming to a halt. The 2-week also, actually, bear in mind, had this, like, the 2-week intent to trade relative to its push and play was likely to last from these prices down to here, at least based on how they trade, like, over the most recent past bar. And the weekly was nicely bearish. And yeah, so was here's the 4-day, and this target, aka this region, like, bear in mind, if the price came to like this price right here, I'd call it it's okay, it's hit its region, and then let's just say it started to react and started to pull the upside. I wouldn't look for like this small little segment remainder to be filled in. Nah, I would just classify it as the 2-week target is done, tra-la-la. And yeah, so then the 4-day, it looks like it's going to keep pushing to the downside because there's no signs that would suggest that that's not the case. And if you look at my cursor, you can see us drawn, like, you can see us flowing with the at-hand pushes in play, and then yeah, so this became done. So a new at-hand push in play started to emerge here. Hang on. If I'm lucky. I'm just going to send a voice note real quick. I show I'm actually in the middle of making a YouTube video right now, showcasing yesterday's. So you'll be able to hear this on the video, but this voice note. But yeah, I started to show everything since October because I don't see anyone with this type of win rate, and like no one's really showing it before the fact and stuff that this level, this win rate, So I just thought, well, why not um, make videos about it before the fact and post them before the fact. So yeah, there we go. I could have said that a bit better, but anyway, yeah. So here's a new emerging 2 week in play and push to the downside. It's likely to just keep pushing to the downside. There's no signs illustrated with regard to the way market participants trade. Like that would suggest that over the next 2 day time period, they're likely to reverse in the way they're trading. And then the daily, same thing. It just looked good to keep pushing lower. The 12-hour. It also looked good to keep pushing lower. It was a bit iffy because it was quite overextended. The market had been pushing to the downside over consecutive time periods running, over the same amount, of consecutive time periods running as what the previous in play and push pushed to the upside in before they then start to show signs right here and then ultimately reverse. So it was a bit iffy. It's at right the lows, but like the higher time frames being set up how they were, whilst this time frame was set up the way it was, it provides the context, or rather the necessary context. And then yeah, you drop to the 8, beautiful for lower. It was the same as this day. So right here, if I move the chart, I'll just do it, whatever. You can see here, set up beautiful for lower. Also the high time frames were set up even nicer that given day, but nothing set up. Anyway, right here, you've got they've got like short term 8-hour pushes in place. So this is like an overextended push because like this push came to an end here. So this was like the push, and then this newly emerging push came and pushed to the downside. So it's got more time periods pushing to the downside, and it's also pushed over more prices. But based on again how that next step higher time frames are set up, it's likely to keep pushing. So yeah, the 7-hour, same thing, looks good to keep pushing to the downside. No signs with regard to that in play out and push. Looking setup is done. The 4-hour, same exact thing. We'll see exactly what I was talking about with regard to the 8-hour, but more granularly. So you can see that is the case. Push the upside, and then here, push the downside. It's just likely to keep pushing. You can check the 2-hour. This provides the necessary insight into how we definitely look to see the 1-hour chart perspective setup like. And then here, this is the 2-hour. It looks great to keep pushing lower. Yeah. To be honest, now that I'm looking at this, you probably could have just used a 50 nice bar close here. Now that I'm looking after the fact, because I actually waited for a 1-hour nice bar close, which I just looked for this. I started to look for sells here on the 9 from 9. Because like, I mean, if you just drop to the daily, like the daily has no signs of stopping. The 12-hour did to some degree, but I think what really, because I also look at the CFD chart perspective, and what kind of did make us want, I mean, Thursday, what made us want to, I think, I swear it was, no, see, that looks even more bearish. 9, the 8, yeah. To be honest, you could really have just looked for a 15 nice bar close. Like, there's no signs. Yeah. So, yeah. I actually I played this wrong yesterday. So I mean, let's see if I would have got the same. Yeah, I would have got the same entry, which is pretty darn awesome. So yeah, we would have been in at the same price, which was here. You could have just waited for a nice 15 bar close. Yeah. Anyway, you got that sufficient amount to make bar close right here, playable range. Mark up the blue line like this, as I have, so that you would have seen this in the moment. Scroll to the left, most recent price action to the left. You reach it right here. You see this zone right here. It looks a bit sus, these two highs. So look at this, and then look at this high, and then look at here. You kind of you're covering the 3/4 segment of this like weird zone type thing. But then if you scroll back to the right, that point there is just beautiful. It's class. It's perfect. You probably could have went 20, like a 20 pip stop. But yeah, that's it. And it was more or less the same case for GU, but I'm at work again today at my part-time job. Just like, and then I'm off for the I'm only contracted 25 hours, but I don't even mind it. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, and here is the before the fact. Da, 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 da. And this was Euro, I think. Nope, that was GU. This was Euro. So we were in it for 3 hours. Yeah, and also we did have a blue line SL method entry, because hence why the entry's here. Because if you look, so first of all, we've established where we want to stop, right? Can you get a 1-to-1 back to the lows off the playable range? Now you will ideally want it about there, right? It is where the top of my pointer is. So that's like about there, right there, exactly where my TP is. So that's good, and I wasn't even looking at that there. So that's good. And then you see to 0.8. So then what you do is you simply so you've got so basically if the blue line SL method and entry sets up and there's still playable range to play, everything's valid. What you can then do is then enter at the price which you can then get a 1-to-1 at, only if the market doesn't then put, like for example from here, if the market then pushed and closed in a portion of the playable range that is just too much, then ordinarily we would, like when we're looking for the valid entry to set up, then we'd cut it off. But if it pushed to, for example, here, and then pushed to the price which would allow us to get like a 1-to-1, which was here, we can execute. And anyway, yeah, it formed just perfect. And yeah, that's it. And I mean, he has GU, same, no position tool, move, like I haven't moved the position tool from how I did it real time yesterday from when I was in the gym, which is pretty cool because I remember putting this there, blah 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 blah, in the gym. So here you would just do the blue line SL method, place the stop loss at the initial high at the time of that when the entry formed. Then you go to the left, you see this sus point, and then you see to the left again this sus point, and then here very sus here, and this high is also very sus. So I wanted to just go a bit above, but also I wanted to see what the stop loss size was here. Now it was like 22 or something, so I just rounded it to 25, and then yeah, you can see it was a bit iffy. I probably should have had it a bit higher, I can't lie, because like it just also didn't make that much sense considering this is where the TP was. The TP ideally could have been about there, and that would have been a better stop if the stop loss was just a tiny bit higher, about there. You can see just a bit above this region right here. But yeah, anyway, that's it.